Paul Kruger, let me bring you in and get you to respond to Senator McCain's defense of not rescuing the auto companies. He's saying basically until they change the way they do business, we shouldn't be stepping in.
The problem is time. The problem is, yeah, we ought to have, and I think a lot of people are talking about structuring something, what we're calling a structured bankruptcy. Maybe it won't be called that, but a reform. Get the current management out, abrogate a lot of the contracts. Probably a lot of the benefits to retirees will one way or another either be shuffled off to taxpayers. All this stuff to keep those companies going, but with you know, a lot of givebacks. But it can't be done overnight, and the problem is these companies are on the verge of disappearing overnight. Everything he said was an argument for why you should give them a short-term bridge loan, but nothing more than that, so we can do the right thing. But you can't expect them to come up with a plan before Christmas that's going to do everything he's saying. They should have done it years ago, but they didn't. That's where we are now. Are you prepared to let probably 1 million+ jobs disappear in the middle of the worst recession since the 1930s?
So even if it's bad policy, the times demand it.
It's a question of giving you a little bit of time to work out the good policy. It's you know, these are not normal times.
Paul refers to the companies, and all three are in the same boat in a sense, but this is all about General Motors. Ford is not asking for money now. It only wants access to a line of credit in case there is what it calls a major industry event, which means the bankruptcy of the failure. General Motors is bankrupt, but that is General Motors not being able to pay its bills to the 3,000 parts suppliers in this country, to which the three companies today owe $13 billion, which is $1 billion short of the $14 billion they're asking for.
But that's exactly the point. We have an industry. It's highly interdependent. These are not standalone integrated companies. They draw on the same network of suppliers. If any one of them goes down, in particular if General Motors goes down, all three go down. And so the point is we need to work this thing out. We can't do it before January 20th. Are you prepared to make the awesome decision to allow the core of the traditional U.S. auto industry to disappear because you weren't prepared to, you know, you wanted everything on your plate all at once? Or are you prepared to pay a little? It will. The suppliers will disappear. The companies will, you know, the plants will disappear. It'll be a shell of its former self. We will continue to have an industry, the new auto industry. You know, the opposition to the bailout was led by Senator Corker, the senator from Nissan, which has 2 plants and its national headquarters in Tennessee. So we will, you know, it's not the whole industry, but it's a very important part of U.S. industrial structure. Do you want to make that decision by default?
Paul brings up the point of